What's going on, entertainment? So time comes out with another reality roundup. We talking Basketball Wives, LA, Orlando, Married to Medicine, and Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, first we're gonna start off with Basketball Wives, LA. So this episode was like the retreat episode where all the girls just sit around, cry, about all the trauma that they've endured just in life and just the past year in general. I really did like it because it separates it from some of the stuff that we've been getting this season. Because all this season, they just been tussling and wrestling. Like, they just been thumping, fighting, and it's been a little bit over the top for what we're used to with Basketball Wives. So it was good to kind of see them get like that. Now, Clayana, of course, the girls are not happy with her. They don't want her a part of the circle, the collective anymore because they feel like she's like too toxic or whatever, right? She sits down this episode with Giselle. I wouldn't forgive her either. I'm sorry. Once you try to fight me and do the most, I'm not that forgiving type person. I'm working on that. Oh, you trying to grow? I'm trying to grow. But I just can't do it. Not anymore. Or at least now. No. Sorry, Buki, but like you're not gonna do too much and think, oh, all is good. No, I may not be as mad, but ain't no kiki, no, because you tried it. All right. I feel like Giselle had all rights to not really, not accept her apology, but not take too keen onto what she was saying because we see on the next episode Giselle running up, but it looks like Jennifer has a lot to do with it, right? Now, also in this episode, we see Vanessa and her kids. I know I say this every video when it comes to Vanessa. It's just the bangs. And you know what I noticed about Vanessa's bangs? It's multicolored. She changes the colors. One day is blue. Another day it's like auburn red. Another day it's like black. Another day it's like rainbow infused. I'm like, are they attachable? Like, do you get the bangs and you just attach them all? That's what it looks like to me. But I know a lot of people are not here for Vanessa. I like Vanessa. Because I feel like what she did to Jennifer needed it. Sometimes you need somebody to help you out with certain things that you're not willing to accept. You, Jennifer, are an easy lick. So the fact that she did her due diligence and did her background research on him, you shouldn't be too mad about. Because guess what? Let's say if you didn't know all that information and she brought it up to you, that would allow you to kind of see if you want to be with the man or not. So I don't see nothing really that she did wrong. The problem that she did wrong is you told Jackie. Big mistake number one. You think Jackie your friend. That bitch not your friend. That's the big mistake that you made right then and there. You shouldn't have told Jackie not an iota. You shouldn't have told her nothing. Because guess what Jackie did? Jackie went right on and told Evelyn. And now Evelyn knows. That's the problem you made, Vanessa. All right. It was cute in this episode, kind of seeing her with her kids. Her kids are into basketball. They're like, Mom, I'm gonna buy a Rolls Royce, and so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, it must be nice to have a great relationship with your parents. So I like the fact in seeing that. Like that made me happy. So then we get to one of the scenes to where basically it looks like Evelyn snitched on Vanessa, right? And then she brings up a miscarriage. I swear to God, if we get one more thing about a miscarriage, I know something. Okay? I know something. Because now we got it on baddies and now we got it on Basketball Wives. So Evelyn reveals to the group that basically Vanessa was being extorted and she was pregnant and she lost the baby. How could you snitch and talk? You keep investigating stuff about me and my daughter, me and my life and my daughter, and you investigating Jennifer. You need to look in your life. You need to look in your life because you know why? You lost that baby with being extorted. How would you feel if somebody was investigating your life? How would you feel? I'm like, what I got to do with anything? Like, I don't, no, Jennifer. I mean, Evelyn. No. That has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. I don't care because you just wanted to expose that about her, and I don't like that because that was random and that was low key nasty. That has nothing to do with nothing. And Vanessa really should have hauled over and socked you in the face. You could tell she was thinking about it because she got very quiet. Y'all remember when Susie fought Kenya, and Kenya was like, "That's what Vanessa was doing." She had that crazy look in her eye, just sitting there. She would look all mad, that crazy look in her eye. I said, "Oh, she about 2 seconds of flying over at you, Evelyn," and she shut up. And Jennifer's like, I was with my son. I was with his son the other day, so I know about that 13-year-old and stuff. I'm like, good. She's just making sure that you know, because you don't know why you're easy lick. All right. How do you get scammed for a puppy online? I gotta tell y'all about this puppy story. I had got a puppy and I gave it back. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't do it. I told you a few months ago, I told y'all my dog had died that was living with my parents, and that's my first dog. I had to give it away because it's like, I didn't know puppies were that much work. Because my dog was older. The one that passed away, he was very old. So he didn't need that much, I'm not saying attention, but that much like care. Like I could leave a room and he didn't whine. I leave this room, it's like, I don't have time for that. Like, stop. Okay. So I had to, unfortunately give it to another family who appreciated it. So, I ain't just going to the Humane Society or some crazy stuff like that. But yeah. Anyways, so Evelyn exposed that about her. She had like a one-on-one with her and said that, I see a lot of sadness in you, Vanessa. I see it in you. You sad, and it's not okay. You deserve to be happy for your kids. I still don't get what this has to do with anything, Evelyn. You wanted to embarrass her, okay? Do I think it was genuine? Yeah. But the intentions behind it, I think, weren't. But how she was talking to her and the things that she was saying, I feel were genuine. I will say that. But I ain't like that. All right. So off to the next episode. It looks like Clayana is going to swing on Jennifer and end up getting snatched her wig off, right? You need to take that wig, Evelyn, that you snatched from Clayana and give it to Brittany. Because them wigs, you giving Yummy P a run for her money. I mean, goddamn. Yummy P ain't got nothing on you. Like, and at least Yummy P's there in her confessionals. When she's filming in real time, they're not too bad. But it's the confessional wigs are like nice, and the real time wigs are like, oh, what's the price? Fisher price. Like, you feel me? Also, Basketball Wives Orlando. This episode was really, really good. I have some opinions, some are strong ones, 100 for personal experience. All right. Morgan finds out that Ashley, you guys, hired like a private investigator. Basically, Morgan was right. She was right. Now I'm a little confused because the scene didn't clarify what she meant, or maybe like I didn't hear it correctly. Mackenzie asked her about it, and Ashley says that she didn't know that telling a private investigator the address would lead to it being leaked, something like that. What I'm guessing is Ashley told Morgan's baby father her updated address, right? That's what I got from it. I rewinded by like 5 times. I still couldn't like understand it. But I'm guessing that's what happened. Ashley, you dead wrong. Morgan should beat your ass. Like, seriously. Like, why are you doing that? Like, you were too involved in this girl's life. And now I understand why she had the murderous eyes against you. Because she was like, she really should have hit you. So it's like, at this reunion, don't be mad if you get popped inside your head. Like, you literally have more important things to worry about. You have sons and stuff like that who, have issues and stuff. Like, that's some stuff that you should be 10 times worried about, not somebody else's whole situation that you're trying to have the baby daughter get them served. And like, that to me is a little like, that's too much. Like, Morgan need to whip your ass, like, for real. Megan, I guess, was confronted for being messy, okay? And she was being messy and literally got caught up. More on that later, right? Morgan had to move because of the whole address being leaked, which I think is so fucked up. Like, you making this girl spend unnecessary amount of money due to you being messy. Ashley. Oh my God. So Ashley decides to throw like this cancer event. And at the cancer event, because basically Mulan found out that I guess Megan was, I guess, talking about her and being messy. So she decided to confront Megan. So she goes up to the cancer event. She's like, "Can I talk to you?" Megan's like, "Of course." Fake ass. So she pulls her aside. They start talking. And she says that how could you say I'm not that good of a friend because you don't think that I'm supporting McKinsey, I'm supporting Meek, and I'm supporting these type of people and stuff like that, while you be talking about everybody. So Megan starts going down the line. She's like, "No, you be talking about everybody. You talk about this person, you talk about that person, you talk about this person." So out of nowhere, Danielle's like, "Yeah, you told us that Meek was mad at her boyfriend because he bought her 5 Teflon bags and wanted, I think it was like a Cuban link or something instead. And instead, she got a Cuban link. She wanted a Cuban link instead. I'm like, oh, not the Teflon bags. What's wrong with Teflon bags? Okay, ain't nothing wrong with a Teflon bag. They're in style. Okay, they're unique. They're a commodity. Ain't nothing wrong with a Teflon bag. And the moment she starts saying this, you just see Neek start tearing up. She's like, because she knows that Mulan was the only person that she told this information to. So she's completely cut off guard. That's why I'll be telling people my business. Like, I swear, it's like a handful of people that know my business. And it's like, you're not going to get me, Bookie, back. Like, you're just not going to do it. Like, I'm a very hard person to break. I'm telling you, like, to get info out of me, come better, babe. Like, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take a real long time. And if I do tell you something, it's gonna be very little stuff. It's never gonna be anything big that you're gonna be like, oh, I know your tea. No, you don't. Okay. So of course, Mulan starts getting mad, and she ends up getting up and standing over Megan. Not gonna lie, Megan, it was giving you a scare because you didn't kick off them heels fast enough for me. All BGC Megan wouldn't let nobody stand up off her without them getting popped. But I get you and you are trying to grow, so I don't think she should have popped her. But it was giving you was a little scared. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. It was giving a little scared, just a little bit, just this bit. It was giving a little scared. All right, but because I think Mulan's an athlete, so think about it. Just because and Megan's been in some fights with some girls or whatever, don't mean she would have took the automatic W, because Mulan, is very fit. She can keep up. She's not a weak girl. So I feel like if that were the case and it came down to them thumping, Mulan might have taken the L, because the way that she stood up was very bold. And Mulan, you dead wrong for talking about neat business like that. Like, that's why, to me, I have a hard time trusting people, because you open up to them and you tell them stuff and you don't do nothing to them, but they think it's cool to go and tell other people what you told them. Like, why? Why? Like, you did something to them. It's one thing, like, y'all fall out, which I don't think is right either, but at least it's small. It's a percentage amount of justifiable if y'all fell out and then you tell somebody business. But if you still friends with the person and y'all cool like that, why are you telling their business? That to me is crazy. So Megan was right for calling you out on that. I mean, Danielle was. And hopefully me cut you off, or else she's an idiot, because you telling them about them 5 Teflon bags has nothing to do with nothing. Like, that's irrelevant. So Nikki ended up getting into it and started getting into it with Mulan, and she was just like, "Oh, you fake, get on my party, get on my party." They start arguing back and forth, and she's like, "You a mean girl or whatever? How? Yeah, and you a fake ass friend." And she's like, "Yeah, and you body shame me." Mulan's like, "Yeah, bitch, because you insecure. You're insecure." Oh, next episode 4 gonna make an appearance. They done brought out the cage. They brought out the cage. Is 4 gonna be the cage? Y'all damn wrong for bringing forth. Nikki didn't know what to do next episode. Her face was like, because she's embarrassed. Okay, so we see Mulan and Mackenzie end up meeting up, and they're talking about some of the stuff that's been going on in the group, and they talk about how Megan is fake, and how apparently Mackenzie, I know you're not very bright. Why would you tell another girl that you got on that Ozempic? It's a rule to not tell other people that you on Ozempic when you know you actually are. So you telling that girl that's all your fault, Bookie. But I wouldn't have said a thing. I would have been like, Ozempic, what's that? Monjaro, huh? Y'all know I told you guys about that whole Ozempic situation. And like Mackenzie said, don't do it. Because Bookie Butt lost her butt. Okay? She lost the Bookie Butt. Like, she didn't have no ass anymore. She said after she took a shot of it. I'm telling you, Ozempic and Mounjaro work. Like, no shade, it works. But I don't feel like it's not for certain people. If you want to look a certain way, I just feel like it's not healthy to take, and it has the side effects. So I guess she told Megan that, and Megan went back and told some of the other girls that, like, girl, she on Ozempic. But Megan, you're on Ozempic too. You said it online. So you're on Ozempic. So why is that even tea to tell? And a lot of people are at this point. So Morgan and Megan end up meeting, and they start talking about some of the other girls, and basically Megan was calling Neek all types of fools and how she's a dummy and a dummy bitch. My whole thing is, yeah, you could call her a dummy or whatever, but how would she have known that her friend is telling her business unless somebody told her? So like, I don't think that was a fair judgment and assessment to make, because like, now you could call her a dummy and she's still best friends with her afterwards. But I haven't seen the next episode, so I don't know. But y'all can't be mad at her for finding out that her friend is talking crap about her. Like, you really need to be mad at Morgan for being at Mackenzie. I mean, at Mulan, my bad, for being fake. I don't get how you could get mad at her for that. And Megan starts saying how the girls are calling her messy and she's making all this coin. I ain't gonna say too much, but the members in the Discord know about Miss James, allegedly. Yeah, Bookie butt. I ain't gonna say too much on here because this is a public video, but y'all know the tea, my Discord and members. Anyways, and that ends it really for Basketball Orlando. Like I said, I love this series because it's new and it's fresh and it's not repeated drama, right? Let's get off to Married to Medicine. Now, this sweet tea in this damn cowboy hat. I'm going to have you stop wearing this damn cowboy hat like you damn Patrick. It's really getting on my nerve. Like you're Sandy. This is nobody, and this is tea. Sweet tea. What's up with the cowboy hat? Like, we get it, girl. You from the country. Or what did he say? She's a damn country bucket. I like tea, though. I just feel like I can tell she's gonna divorce Greg. It's like blatantly obvious. I can tell she has like not an anger issue, but she has a hard time controlling her emotions. So I just know that when she does get with Greg, and they get into an argument, especially with this episode, and we saw how angry she got with her sister, and she wasn't able to control her emotions under pressure, I feel like Greg will end up breaking her down, and mentally she will not be able to handle it. That's just what I get from her. But I do think she's a sweet girl. Sweet tea. All right. Now Heavenly's so fake. She sits down with her. She's like, what's with you in this wedding? Are you really getting married to him? Well, me and Daddy, we waited till we got married. Y'all not doing a prenup? All right now. Have one thing about it, I'll never tell Heavenly my business for nothing. Okay, that girl will spill your tea if you don't even know it. All right. So Simone, met up with her kids and stuff. One of the sons is fine, like no shade, like, they're legal, so shut the fuck up. All right, one of them is fine, and y'all know exactly which one. Okay, and like, there's the thing with kids with parents that are very successful. I feel like they should be able to provide for themselves over kids that parents are not that successful career-wise. Because I feel like you have a lot more opportunity and reach with successful parents versus somebody like me. Like my parents, their careers, they're not like they work like regular 9 to 5 mom and pop type of jobs. So it's kind of like it now makes me feel jealous, but I kind of feel a way watching kids with affluent parents and they're not able to kind of like provide for themselves. It low key bothers me. I'm like, wow, like damn, it must be nice. You get what I'm saying? Like apparently one of the sons, he's old enough to like way old enough to move out, and how like he I guess is lynching and living off of them a little bit, and he's not doing too much with himself as much as he should, and they're trying to like kind of get him to go more independent. So that was the big thing, and next week they're gonna tell him basically he has like 1 year more to kind of get it together, or he got to get them out. Okay, so at least Simone's putting her foot down now. Heavily and the husband, shout out to Daddy. Okay, Heavily is funny. Her and Damon tried to convince Alora not to go to FAMU. I understand why, because Alora's a baddie. She's a baddie. So I wouldn't want her to go to FAMU too. Them FAMU niggas, and shout out to Twin that be calling on the after show. Y'all fucking FAMU niggas. I don't think he goes to FAMU. I'm not sure, but I know he's from Jacksonville. Y'all Jacksonville ass niggas. Huh! They they look good. So I kind of get why they don't want her to go to FAMU, because like Florida, you get in trouble very easily here. So it's like, ooh, yeah, I get it. So they're talking about, oh, you don't know about the weather. You don't know how dangerous it might be. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's smart for you to go yet. I don't think it's smart for you to go. You should stay down here. So it's kind of funny they threw the weather in there like it was going to work. Goodbye. No. She actually ended up going to FAMU. Spoiler alert, okay? We get to the bachelorette party. Here's the thing. Sweet T's wedding planner calls, and they end up getting into an argument because the wedding planner says something's going to cost $15,000 more dollars. Which I'm like, ooh. I hopefully married to medicine that salary is high. All right. So because of that, she was very, very angry because she felt like, wow, like now I'm gonna have to spend some more money. Her and her sister ended up getting into it, and she couldn't even be able to control her emotions. She's like, oh, my sister. Oh. They dragging along the wall. Security, it's bad when production got to calm down the situation. Phaedra was like, oh, honey, they're trying to calm her down. They dragging against the wall and everything like that. I'm like, see, when she get in an argument with Greg gonna say something. She gonna go like that, and it's just not gonna end up well, and it's gonna end up really, really bad, real bad. So I really do think that I'm kind of scared for their relationship because it might not, end up the best, because obviously, she gets very angry quickly and irritated quickly. All right. And it's the way Sweet Tea talks. So next thing you know, Phaedra ends up coming and gets a text from Quad. Quad ends up pulling up. Heavenly's like, it's not Quad. I laughed the same way. Quad, you got some nerve. Y'all can't be mad at Quad though. Production obviously told her, hey, pull up. This is an all cast event. Pull up. That's it. Like, it's obvious. And Sweet Tea, she like, that's Quad. You mean that? Now I'm gonna have to slide through this. Like, how would do this with Quad? Like, Quad. That's not Quad. So that damn Sweet Tea. You thought Simone had an over yonder bite? Sweet Tea came over, okay? When Mariah said, you have an over bite and an underbite. You have an over yonder bite. She does it, y'all, but her teeth are really nice, though. She just has very big teeth. So Quad ends up coming. She sits down. Everybody's, of course, like, whoa, what are you doing here? Toya is just angry. I don't get Toya's problem with, well, then, no, I do. Let me stop. You did accuse her of robbing having somebody get set up. Now that's set up. Like, you accuse her of getting robbed. So I kind of get it, because that is fucked up. So, but I do feel like Quad and her didn't really like each other even before then. Like, I feel like that whole thing that happened with Mariah, I think will always stick with Toya. even though I think Toya and Mariah are cool to this day, don't quote me. I do feel like she still holds a lot of resentment from that whole situation when it was those two against her. I think she holds that. So she's just like, oh, I think you should leave. You should leave. Quan's like, do you want me to leave, Sweet Tea? Sweet Tea's like, well, I think it's best in this situation that you leave. And I'm like, oh, Quad ends up leaving. Poor Quad. They pushing her out of that show quicker than damn Nene. Y'all need to just bring her to Atlanta Housewives at this point, because it's like, what's the point of her? Y'all dragging her over meaninglessly, okay? So, and Toya, you was doing too much like you was her sister or something. Her sister wasn't even as mad as you was. And Sweet Tea, you being so close and hugging Quad to me is a little weird. It kind of shows me trauma bonding, like you know what she went through in the marriage, and you're hugging her to be like, girl, now I know why you divorced them, and I'm about to marry this man, and I'm not sure. It gave a little bit of that. Sorry. All right. After that happens, we see next week, Heavenly, y'all, I guess isn't invited to the wedding. Because Heavenly was talking behind Sweet Tea's back saying that she doesn't think it's right and she doesn't think they should get married so soon. My whole thing is Heavenly kind of insinuated that at the sit down. And y'all know how Heavenly do. Is it right? No. But I don't think they should get married so quickly. This lady just came along. Like, that to me is insane. Like, that paperwork stuff be scaring me. I don't know about all that. Like, I have this weekend get whatever, I work weddings. And like, I met this older white lady and she was telling me how like her boyfriend, she told her boyfriend, because she got married, I think twice or something before. She said this boyfriend she with now, she said, listen, I don't want to have no kids. I don't want to get married. We just got to stay committed and we'll just be common law. She said that like she just isn't doing the marriage thing no more because she said it always ends up like tumultuous, always ends up bad. And this is like a fluent white lady. She was like, she don't play with that marriage shit. She said she don't recommend it. So mind you, she works these weddings too. So talking to her was funny because she was like, I be watching and working these weddings. And I'm like, ooh, big mistake. And she says that she could tell which couples are getting a divorce just during the wedding and how they interact with each other and their family. So that's a little tidbit. I'm just telling y'all, she's been working at weddings for decades. So I look, want her to watch the show to see if it, give her guesstimation of if they're gonna stay together or not. So off to Potomac, okay? Also, speaking of Potomac, can y'all stop quoting all about the tea? Because aren't they like unreliable and like scammers and a whole lot of like, they had a whole lot of bad stuff going on. I saw on YouTube. I remember that panel and all that crap. Can y'all stop quoting all about the tea? Because Bravo loves quoting all about the tea. Like they're the Inquirer or something like that. Like that's crazy. We see Karen and Robin end up talking about their relationship going wrong and stuff. And Robin, she's like, I don't know why like we have like such an issue. Like I feel like we could get over it. We could hop over the fence and like all the things that I said about you, that's what I heard. So like I don't know. And y'all know Karen. Well, I just think that like I don't like the lies that you told about me and Ray. Even though I believe a little bit of it, I ain't gonna lie to you, I do believe a little bit of it, but I feel like Robin was deflecting. They're never gonna be really actually friends. I feel like Potomac, to me, they're so cliquish that I don't care how many seasons go by, the dynamics are never really gonna change. We just add new people to the fuck shit. Wendy and Mia end up getting into it because they're still at Ashley's house, mind you. Because Wendy starts talking about her talk show. I found out it's on the YouTube. I said, everybody coming on to the YouTube. What's that? Everybody just coming on to the YouTube. Everybody just coming on to the YouTube screens. So they come to the YouTube screen, and that's where Wendy's talk show is going to be. And apparently it was supposed to be sold to a network, but I guess she settled for YouTube. And while she's talking about it the whole time at the table, Mia's like, I'm like, what? Stop. What you doing all that jerking and moving along? You over here seasoned. Like, you need to stop. Like, come on. We know you don't like Wendy. We get it. Okay, cool. But you doing all that, that's a little bit too much. So, Wendy, she irritated me in this scene because she was talking as if the talk show is going to be like the next Diane Sawyer. Okay, so she's like, my talk shows for people that vibrate on a higher level. So if you can't intellectually cooperate with some of the things that I'm saying, that you won't be able to adhere to the information that I'm giving out. And Mia's just like, so like you're saying I'm low vibrational? Like, what's up? Like, if you vibrate on a high level, why do you talk down to me? And she's like, because you're slow. I'm slow? Like, wow. So, you know, when Mia, she doesn't have the highest vocabulary. So, like, a reading match between her and somebody else is bad. Okay, she just can't do it. She just can't. So that's kind of funny to see. In my opinion, though, I feel like Wendy has all the rights to act the way that she is to Mia. You threw a drink at her for no reason, and you still have yet to really deeply apologize for that. You gave a fuck ass apology, which you didn't really mean it. You threw the drink at her, and you're blaming it on pills and alcohol, pills and potions. You're overdosing. Can't help it, but I still want some. Okay, you was taking all them powder donuts or whatever you was taking allegedly, and you did that to her, and now you're blaming it on that. No, you just don't like that lady like that. It's just call it what it is. Her intelligence bothers you. Okay, Karen and Mia end up meeting, and she says that Wendy calling her slow bothers her, and it hurts her child because her child has a speech impediment and has like some like I guess defects or whatever. That has nothing to do with your children. I don't care what nobody says. If I call you slow, I'm calling you slow. I'm not talking about your kids. I'm talking about you. She didn't say your family is slow. She said you are slow. I hate how. Thank you, Ashley, which I'm gonna get to for like agreeing with me because I know I'm not crazy. Like you just trying to make it a thing now. Like stop. Like come on now. She was talking about you. Like she was talking about your kids. So also we see Wendy end up meeting with Candace and she introduces a new friend. Her name is Kiana. And my jaw, that waiter was flirting so hard with Candace. And in my opinion, I think Candace needs to be with a black man. I don't think Chris emotionally fulfills her. Sorry, that's just my opinion. Also, Wendy invites Ashley to her kid's first communion, right? And also invites Candace to the first communion and feels like Candace and Ashley should be friends. To me, Candace and Ashley are very much alike. Ashley's just a lot messier. Candace just doesn't get into people's business as much as Ashley does. But I feel like behind the scenes, both of them are just as messy. Candace just plays it a lot smarter. That's what I mean. All right. So Ashley and Karen meet, and Ashley calls bullshit on the slow situation. I'm like, thank you. And says that Mia be riding a situation. I'm like, yup, you love the way I ride it. Bump, 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 bump. Like you reaching hard. I do not care what nobody says. You are cap. Because there's no way you taking somebody calling you slow and you take that offense because your sons get called slow and stuff like that. That no. And how is Wendy supposed to know that? She don't even know about your son. You like Mia barely talks about her kids like that. No shade. Like she really doesn't. So how was anybody supposed to know that? And then we get to the children's communion. While they're having communion, we have Naninka, the new girl, talking to Robin about Wendy. And also at the dinner, Wendy was basically saying, I don't really know her like that. I don't have any issue with her. And Nanika's like, oh, yeah, you're kind of repeating me. I saw that in the preview for the next episode or something. Here's the thing with this new girl. Where's she come from, one? And two, it's clear that she's watched the show religiously and she chose the team that she wants. It's obvious. Her energy is off. You could tell that she's kind of done her research on everyone. Because it's like she intentionally wants a problem with Wendy. Whether y'all met or not, y'all don't know each other like that. So why are you so gung-ho on making it a thing? So she's like, oh, My family ended up talking to Wendy's mother, and she talked about a shrine. And then the shrine, she said, "Did I pray bad upon you?" And all this stuff. And she tried to make it seem like as if Wendy parents and families all this, voodoo mask thing. Shame on Bravo for playing that scene while showing Wendy's kids communion. Like, y'all didn't have to correlate those two scenes. Sometimes I feel like Bravo be doing a little bit too much with saying stuff like that. Like, stop. That's kids. Like, goddamn. Like, ugh. So the whole time they're playing it, they're going back and forth. And of course, Robin's like, "What? Oh my God." Getting her whole life about it while Juan's out there sleeping with somebody. She's laughing about it. She's like, "Oh, wow, like, do you guys know each other? Is that like an African thing?" Because they're claiming that Wendy's allegedly Osu and everything like that due to All About the Tea. Shame on y'all, Bravo. I don't believe it 100%. Do I think the mother called and did that little threatening call? Yes. Because the mother even threw shade at the community. She was just like, "Is Mia coming? Because if so, I need to get my raincoat." I live for old lady shade, okay? The episode kind of ends off there, okay? Let me know what you guys think down below about some of these shows. Leave a comment down below, and we're out, babies.
No personal thing.